For years, one question haunted every serious conversation about luxury electric SUVs. When would Mercedes Benz finally electrify its crown jewel? The GLC, the brand's global bestseller, the SUV that outsells everything else the three-pointed star makes, has existed in a combustion world, while rivals like the Porsche Macan EV and BMW iX3 charged ahead. That wait is now over. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLC with EQ technology, the most important electric vehicle Mercedes has ever built. Built from the ground up on an all-new dedicated electric platform, powered by an 800-volt architecture that charges faster than almost anything in its class, and wrapped in a design that finally looks like a Mercedes should, this is not just an EV, this is a statement, a reset, a declaration that Stuttgart is serious about the electric age. And today, we're taking you through every detail you need to know, from the illuminated grille to the 39.1-inch Hyperscreen to a powertrain that puts 483 horsepower through all four wheels. Buckle in. Exterior design. The design brief for the electric GLC was refreshingly simple. Look unmistakably like a GLC. After the polarizing, overly rounded forms of the EQC and EQS, Mercedes heard its customers loud and clear. The GLC with EQ technology is the first model to carry the brand's newly evolved design language, what Mercedes calls a modern evolution of sensual purity, and it reads as clean, self-confident, and immediately premium. The overall silhouette is SUV proportionate, upright enough to feel commanding, and elegant enough to feel refined. Flush door handles maintain a smooth, aerodynamically optimized surface along the flanks, while chrome exterior trim is deployed with restraint, accenting without overwhelming. Wheels are available in sizes up to 21 inches and give the GLC a genuinely planted, muscular presence on the road. This is not a compromise between what Mercedes used to build and what an EV needs to look like. This is what happens when those two worlds are unified with intent. Front design. Nothing on the 2026 GLC commands attention quite like the front end. The grille, one of the most iconic design elements in automotive history, has been completely reimagined for the electric era. Gone is the functional cooling aperture of combustion engine cars. In its place is a sealed, illuminated, high-tech artwork, a chromed panel featuring more than 942 perforated holes through which 100 LEDs shine to create a pixelated, luminous effect unlike anything else on the road. The central three-pointed star is illuminated as well, making the GLC's identity unmistakable even in the dark. Star-shaped LED daytime running lights flank the grille, arranged in triangular elements that reference Mercedes' heritage while anchoring the design firmly in the future. The overall front fascia has a tautness and clarity that Mercedes' earlier EQ models sorely lacked. This is a grille that sets the tone for the entire next generation of the brand, and it does so with confidence. Rear design. At the rear, the GLC with EQ technology maintains visual coherence with its combustion sibling while introducing its own signature details. Rounded taillights are integrated into an elongated horizontal lamp strip that wraps around the body sides, creating a wide, horizontal emphasis that makes the SUV appear broader and more planted than its dimensions suggest. A subtle rear spoiler caps the roofline for aerodynamic effect. Chrome trim on the rear bumper echoes the front's premium detailing. The rear liftgate is smooth and rounded, electrically operated as standard, and the clean overall composition means there are no exhaust pipes, no fake vents, no visual noise. Just a composed, elegant rear that communicates exactly what this vehicle is, an evolution, not a revolution. It is the kind of restraint that Mercedes does best when it trusts its design team rather than chasing trends. Side profile. The side profile of the electric GLC tells the story of its engineering ambitions. It rides on a wheelbase of 117 inches, a full 3.1 inches longer than the petrol-powered GLC, which is immediately apparent in the stretched, confident stance. The arch rearward with a gentle, aerodynamically considered taper, while pronounced wheel arches and a sculpted shoulder section give the flanks genuine visual drama. The result is a silhouette that is simultaneously athletic and luxurious. Standard panoramic roof glass adds a sense of openness from outside. Flush door handles preserve the clean, aerodynamic profile. The proportions are exactly what you'd expect from a mid-sized luxury SUV. Not too tall, not too low, and the extended wheelbase communicates interior space before you even open a door. This is a profile that earns its own presence at a stoplight. Build and structure. The GLC with EQ technology is not a modified combustion car with a battery stuffed underneath. It is built on Mercedes' all-new MB.EA electric platform, a clean-sheet, electric-first architecture designed from the ground up to optimize battery packaging, passenger space, structural rigidity, and weight distribution simultaneously. This dedicated foundation is the reason the GLC can offer a longer wheelbase, a genuine front trunk, improved interior dimensions, and a lower center of gravity than a similar-sized ICE vehicle. The MB.EA platform also supports the 800-volt electrical architecture, enabling the class-leading charging speeds confirmed by Mercedes. Production is flexible, built in Bremen, Germany, and the supply chain decarbonization that Mercedes has committed to means the environmental credentials extend beyond the zero-emission tailpipe. This is engineering designed from first principles, not retrofitted from a legacy platform. Interior. Step inside the 2026 GLC with EQ technology and the sensation is immediately of arrival. The cabin has been designed around what Mercedes calls sensual purity at an elevated level, where the center console flows organically into the dashboard in a single cohesive form, and where every surface has purpose. Active ambient lighting runs throughout the cabin, and the optional Sky Control panoramic roof, with its star-field lighting effect embedded in the glass, creates an interior environment unlike anything in the compact luxury SUV segment. Mercedes has also responded to long-time criticism of its touchscreen-heavy interfaces by reintroducing physical scroll wheels and tactile toggle controls on the steering wheel, making volume and cruise control adjustable without taking your eyes off the road. Seat controls now feature rockable buttons for intuitive adjustment. In a landmark first for the industry, Mercedes offers an optional vegan package, a suite of sustainable interior materials certified by the Vegan Society, making it the world's first independently certified vegan interior from a major automaker. Standard premium options include soft Torino leather and Nappa leather for those who prefer traditional luxury. Dashboard. The dashboard architecture of the GLC with EQ technology is anchored by the seamless, floating MBUX Hyperscreen, an optional unit that stretches 39.1 inches from pillar to pillar, the largest continuous display Mercedes has ever offered in any vehicle. It is immediately viscerally impressive. The graphics are rendered using the Unity game engine, giving the interface a sharpness and fluidity that feels genuinely next generation. For buyers who opt for the standard configuration, Mercedes offers what it calls the Super Screen, a three-display arrangement comprising a 10.25-inch digital instrument cluster, a 14-inch central touchscreen, and a 14-inch passenger-facing screen. Either way, the dashboard is a showcase of digital luxury executed with restraint. Screens do not dominate at the expense of materials and ergonomics, but rather coexist with quality surfaces in a balanced composition. The center console merges into the dash with purpose-driven elegance that reinforces the cabin's sense of unified, forward-thinking design. Infotainment. The GLC runs on Mercedes' new MB.OS software platform, a significant departure from previous MBUX generations, and integrates artificial intelligence from both Microsoft and Google for an adaptive, contextually aware experience. The MBUX zero-layer interface means the most relevant information surfaces without the need for menu diving, using the system's AI to anticipate what you need based on time of day, location, and personal habits. Voice commands via the updated MB Virtual Assistant are deeply integrated, responding to natural language requests. Apple CarPlay with spatial audio and Dolby Atmos is supported, as is native audiobook streaming in Dolby Atmos. The system supports over-the-air updates via the Mercedes Benz app, meaning new features and system improvements are delivered remotely without a dealer visit. Optional in-car video streaming with DTS AutoStage from TiVo is also on the table for passenger entertainment. This is software designed to evolve over time, not to become obsolete. Seats and space. The extended wheelbase pays immediate dividends inside the cabin. Front passengers gain 0.5 inches of additional legroom and 1.8 inches of extra headroom compared to the combustion GLC, numbers that matter in daily use. Rear passengers benefit even more significantly. 1.9 inches of additional legroom and 0.6 inches of additional headroom transform the back seat from comfortable to genuinely generous. The rear bench folds electrically in a 40-20-40 split configuration as standard, and a cargo area roller blind is included without charge. Cargo capacity behind the rear seats stands at 20.1 cubic feet, with 61.4 cubic feet available when the seats are folded flat. The front trunk adds a further 4.5 cubic feet, which accommodates charging cables or a weekend bag with ease. The GLC EV also confirms a towing capacity of up to 5,291 pounds with the optional trailer hitch, a remarkable figure for a fully electric vehicle, along with a 220-pound drawbar load for transporting e-bikes or similar equipment. Engine and powertrain. The GLC 400 4MATIC with EQ technology is the launch configuration for both the US and UK markets. It is powered by dual electric motors, one at each axle, producing a confirmed 483 horsepower and 596 pound-feet of torque. A 94 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack provides the energy storage foundation. The front motor can be decoupled entirely during efficiency-focused driving, engaging automatically when traction or performance demands it. The rear motor is paired with a 2-speed transmission, a technical first for Mercedes EV lineup, which combines a short first-gear ratio of 11:1 for strong off-the-line acceleration with a taller second gear for highway efficiency. This approach mirrors what Porsche uses in the Taycan and delivers a more nuanced power delivery experience than a conventional single-speed EV setup. A second, single-motor rear-wheel drive variant, the GLC 300 Plus, with 369 horsepower and 372 pound-feet of torque, will follow in early 2027. Mercedes' proprietary one-box braking system combines regenerative and friction braking seamlessly, with the vehicle's computer minimizing friction brake use and maximizing energy recuperation, up to 300 kilowatts of recoverable energy during deceleration by Mercedes' own claim. Performance. The GLC 400 4MATIC with EQ technology covers 0 to 60 miles per hour in a confirmed 4.4 seconds, a genuinely quick result for a mid-size luxury SUV, and one that places it above the Porsche Macan 4 and squarely in the company of the segment's performance leaders. Top speed is rated at 130 miles per hour. The 2-speed rear transmission contributes meaningfully to this performance story. First gear provides explosive initial acceleration, while second gear sustains momentum at highway speeds with greater efficiency. During a prototype evaluation at Mercedes' testing facility in Germany, the optional Airmatic air suspension, borrowed directly from the flagship S-Class, demonstrated composure and control that is uncommon at this price point. Body motions were well managed without harshness, and the transition between drive modes was progressive rather than abrupt. The GLC EV feels, by early accounts, like a sports luxury SUV rather than a practical appliance, which is exactly the right territory for a vehicle at this level of the market. Steering and handling. Mercedes has fitted the GLC with EQ technology with mild rear axle steering as standard, a system again derived from the S-Class, which reduces the effective turning radius at low speeds for urban maneuverability and increases rear axle tracking at higher speeds for stability and confidence. The steering itself is electrically assisted, and early prototype experience suggests a calibration that leans toward precision rather than numbness. The GLC's MB.EA platform naturally benefits handling through its low central battery placement and optimized weight distribution, reducing the tendency toward body roll that can affect taller SUVs. Optional features include the Car-to-X connected suspension function, which uses GPS and cloud data to proactively adjust damping before wheels encounter road irregularities, potholes and surface changes detected and managed before the driver feels them. Ride height adjusts automatically at highway speeds via integration with Google Maps data, lowering the vehicle for improved aerodynamics without driver intervention. The optional Airmatic Intelligent Air Suspension is the headline here, and it earns its price of admission. Mercedes describes it, and prototype testers have confirmed, as a system that delivers a comfortable, controlled ride without the excessive softness that can make luxury SUVs feel vague in corners. The system automatically lowers the GLC's ride height at highway speeds to improve both aerodynamics and efficiency, a seamless background operation that the driver experiences only as improved range and stability. The Car-to-X suspension intelligence function, which reads road surface data from mapping and network inputs, allows the suspension to preset damping ahead of a pothole or surface change, rather than reacting to it after the fact. The extended wheelbase also contributes positively to ride quality, smoothing out the pitch and dive oscillations that shorter wheelbase vehicles can suffer on uneven surfaces. Standard equipment includes a panoramic glass roof fitted with heat-resistant film, so even in summer sun, occupants are not cooked, with the Sky Control version adding opaque opacity control at the touch of a button. Technology and features. Beyond the infotainment and suspension systems already covered, the GLC with EQ technology introduces MB Drive, Mercedes' latest suite of cooperative driving assistants that handle steering, braking, and acceleration input in supported scenarios. The system connects via an integrated roof antenna and can be updated remotely post-purchase through the Mercedes Benz app, meaning new capabilities can be unlocked without a dealership visit. Matrix LED headlights are available as an option, adapting beam patterns individually to avoid dazzling oncoming traffic while maintaining maximum illumination. Keyless Go system enables hands-free access and start. Terrain drive programs are available for varied surface conditions, and a transparent hood function using cameras to project a virtual view through the front of the vehicle assists with parking and low-speed maneuvering. Massaging seats are on the options list, as is a premium Burmester audio system with Dolby Atmos spatial sound processing. Safety systems. The GLC with EQ technology arrives with a comprehensive active safety suite as standard equipment. The MB.Drive system includes active brake assist, forward collision warning, lane keeping assist, lane centering, traffic jam assist, and automatic emergency braking. Attention Assist monitors driver alertness and prompts rest breaks when fatigue indicators are detected. 10 cameras, 5 radar sensors, and 12 ultrasonic sensors collectively form the vehicle's sensing architecture, providing 360-degree situational awareness for both the driver and the active safety systems. Traffic sign recognition and adaptive cruise control with stop-and-go functionality are included. The surround view camera system with transparent hood function, automatic park assist, lane change assist, and steering assist are offered as options. Crucially, all active safety systems are software updatable via over-the-air delivery, meaning the GLC's safety capabilities can improve post-purchase as Mercedes develops enhanced algorithms. ESP trailer stabilization is standard when the optional trailer hitch is fitted. Practicality. The GLC with EQ technology makes a compelling argument for itself as a daily-use family vehicle without any of the compromises typically associated with first-generation EVs. The frunk, notable because Mercedes' previous EQ line vehicles lacked one entirely, provides 4.5 cubic feet of secure, easily accessible storage for charging cables and smaller items, opened by touching the Mercedes Star badge. The rear cargo area extends to 20.1 cubic feet behind the rear seats, which is complemented by a floor that can be lowered by 3.1 inches to accommodate taller cargo items. The rear seats fold electrically in a 40-20-40 configuration. A confirmed towing capacity of up to 5,291 pounds places the electric GLC in genuinely competitive territory against combustion-engined rivals in its segment. The NACS charging port is fitted from day one in the U.S. market, confirming compatibility with the Tesla supercharger network from launch. Physical steering wheel controls for volume and cruise have been restored after customer pushback against the touch-only interfaces of earlier Mercedes EVs. Charging and range. The GLC with EQ technology is built on an 800-volt electrical architecture, the same voltage tier used by the Porsche Taycan and Hyundai Ioniq 6, enabling DC fast charging at a peak rate of up to 330 kilowatts. At that rate, Mercedes confirms the GLC can recover 188 miles of range in just 10 minutes of charging and can complete a 10 to 80% charge cycle in under 25 minutes. The usable battery capacity is 94 kilowatt-hours. European WLTP range for the GLC 400 4MATIC is estimated at 443 miles, a figure that will reduce under EPA testing conditions, with realistic U.S. cycle range expected in the vicinity of 320 to 350 miles, based on comparisons with WLTP to EPA conversion rates on comparable platforms. The GLC will ship with an NACS charging port for the U.S. market, enabling access to the Tesla supercharger network from launch. Note that because superchargers operate at 400 volts, peak charging speed on that network will be lower than on dedicated 800-volt DC infrastructure. A heat pump is fitted as standard for efficient cabin conditioning in colder climates, which benefits real-world winter range. Ownership and reliability. Mercedes-Benz's new MB.EA platform represents the brand's most thoughtful engineering commitment to EV architecture to date, and the over-the-air update capability embedded throughout the GLC's systems means both software and safety features will continue to improve after purchase. Mercedes has confirmed U.S. sales in the second half of 2026, with the GLC 400 4MATIC as the launch variant. While official U.S. pricing has not yet been confirmed, Autoblog and Motor One estimate a base MSRP in the mid-$60,000 range, consistent with the positioning of the Audi Q6 e-tron and above the Tesla Model Y, but below the Porsche Macan EV. The combustion GLC carries Mercedes-Benz's standard 4-year, 50,000-mile basic warranty, and the EV variant will likely follow a similar structure with an extended high-voltage battery warranty, typical of the segment. Production is confirmed at Mercedes' Bremen facility, with plans to localize manufacturing to Alabama by 2027, a move designed to reduce import tariff exposure in the U.S. market and strengthen supply chain resilience. On the strength side, the GLC with EQ technology delivers a rare combination, a familiar, beautiful exterior that doesn't look like an engineering experiment, an 800-volt architecture with class-leading charging speeds, confirmed 483 horsepower in the launch variant, a dedicated electric platform that maximizes interior space, a genuinely impressive 39.1-inch Hyperscreen, a front trunk that previous Mercedes EVs lacked, industry-first vegan-certified interior option, S-Class derived air suspension, and a 2-speed rear gearbox that improves both performance and efficiency. On the challenges side, U.S. EPA range will be meaningfully lower than the WLTP headline figure of 443 miles. Pricing remains unconfirmed but will sit in premium territory. The Hyperscreen and Airmatic suspension are optional extras rather than standard, and 400-volt supercharger compatibility means peak charging speeds on the U.S.'s most common fast charging network will fall short of the 330 kilowatt peak available on 800-volt infrastructure. The GLC 300 Plus single-motor variant, which may suit more budget-conscious buyers, will not arrive until early 2027. Who should buy it? The 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLC with EQ technology is built for a specific kind of buyer, and it knows exactly who that person is. If you currently drive a combustion-engined GLC, a BMW X3, an Audi Q5, or a Volvo XC60, and have been waiting for an EV that does not ask you to compromise on luxury, practicality, towing capability, or brand prestige, this is the vehicle that answers that call. It is equally compelling for the buyer who cross-shops the Porsche Macan EV and wants more interior space, more cargo utility, and a stronger brand recognition among non-enthusiasts. Families who need genuine rear seat space, a proper cargo area, and real-world towing capability without a combustion engine will find the GLC EV unusually well-suited. And for the tech-forward buyer who wants artificial intelligence, spatial audio, a massive immersive display, and over-the-air evolution built in from day one, the cabin of the GLC sets a benchmark that few vehicles at any price approach. Final verdict. The 2026 Mercedes Benz GLC with EQ technology is the electric vehicle that Mercedes Benz has owed the world for several years, and by most available evidence, it has been worth the wait. It is not a perfect product. Real-world U.S. range will require tempering of WLTP headline figures. Pricing will stretch into premium territory, and some of the most impressive features are optional extras rather than standard. But in the broader landscape of luxury electric SUVs, it arrives as one of the most complete and coherent packages the segment has produced. The engineering is intelligent, an 800-volt platform, a 2-speed rear gearbox, S-Class air suspension, and a front trunk are not minor achievements. The design is genuinely handsome. The interior, anchored by a 39.1-inch Hyperscreen and built around the world's first certified vegan interior option, sets new standards for digital luxury. And the performance numbers, 483 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, 5,000-pound towing capacity, are not for an enthusiast trim. They are the base launch specification. When the GLC with EQ technology reaches US and UK showrooms in the second half of 2026, it will not simply compete in the luxury electric SUV segment. It will redefine what buyers in that segment are entitled to expect.